Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NBA player. We got what we got going on here. Oh, I got this thing. I got the video open on another tab here. What a start to the stream. What a start to the stream. But anyway, hello, everyone, and welcome to the NBA Player Prop Show for Friday, April 2nd, 2021. We got a big Friday slate to discuss tonight. As a result, I got 4 props that I like tonight. Now, first, before we get started here, just wanted to remind everyone, like normal, to like this video and to subscribe to this channel. Really helps me out. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter at @sports_Burd. You can follow me on Instagram as well at @sports_Burd. And once again, wanted to discuss Monkey Knife Fight. Monkey Knife Fight is a great place for player prop games for the NBA, for college basketball, we got baseball starting now. Opening day was yesterday. Any sport you want, the PGA, you check out all these prop games on Monkey Knife Fight. You could play it for an entire slate. You could play it for, a single day if we're doing a golf tournament. It's a lot of fun. You go into Monkey Knife Fight, they will match your deposit 100% up to $50 with the promo code DUDE50. You could check it out in the link in the description below. Monkey Knife Fight, promo code DUDE50. Now let's get right to it here. Let's start discussing the player props that we got on tonight's slate. We got 4 of them. So the first one we're going to put up here, and like normal, I will get to questions after I discuss these player props that I like tonight. So like normal, just be, flooding the chat with some questions as we go on here. We got first prop that we're going to discuss, Ricky Rubio against the Memphis Grizzlies, over 6.5 assists. Ricky Rubio's sole purpose on the Minnesota Timberwolves is to get assists and pretty much nothing else. So he's at that stage of his career. He is a role player. He's averaging 6.9 assists per game on the season. Rubio's assist percentage all the way up to 35.5% on the season, which ranks in the 81st percentile amongst all point guards, according to cleaningtheglass.com. Additionally, it's a good matchup for Ricky Rubio, as the Grizzlies rank 21st in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 25.3. In Rubio's last 13 games, he's averaging 8.2 assists per game, so way above the 6.5 number. He's cleared the 6.5 assist number in 11 of his last 13 games. That's pretty great number there. And as a result, I like Rubio to go over 6.5 assists at -108 on FanDuel. Truly, I think the true number for this should be 7.5, not 6.5. So I think you're getting him at a great line here, -108 on FanDuel. Now, looking at our next prop we got today, could be a little bit of an overreaction to the last few games, but I don't think it is at all. I'm a believer in this guy after watching him against the Knicks the other night. Jaden McDaniels, the rookie, over 10.5 points. The 28th pick in the draft has kind of flown under the radar as a really solid pick in this draft. Nice pickup for the Timberwolves. With his increased minutes of late, this whole thing has become clear. This guy is, he's going to be a major factor on the T-Wolves probably for the rest of the season. He's been in the starting lineup the last 5 games, but over these last 4 games, McDaniels is averaging 35.8 minutes per game, 14.8 points per game, clearing this 10.5 number in each one. He's shooting 59% from the field on 9.8 attempts per game, and then 55% from 3 on 5 attempts per game, again, over these last 4 games. That being said, McDaniels playing big minutes here, shooting almost as many times as the actual prop number, with half them being threes over these last few games. It's a recipe for success here for the over. The Grizzlies also rank 15th in the NBA in opponent points per game at 111.4. They rank 23rd in the NBA in terms of opponent made threes per game. So for a guy at 13.1. So for a guy like Jaden McDaniels, who's shooting a lot of threes, good matchup for him here. As a result, I like McDaniels to go over 10.5 points. Good odds at +100 on DraftKings. Now, the next prop that we're going to talk about is for a guy who was, pretty huge last year in the running for most improved. And now with LaMelo Ball injured, it's Davonte Graham who has come into the fold and been back. Davonte Graham, over 15.5 points. I like this line a lot against the Pacers tonight. Davonte Graham has taken a bigger role, as I said, with LaMelo Ball injured, kind of back to that role that he had last year. Over the last 5 games, Graham is averaging 19.4 points per game. He's taking 12.8 shots per game in this 5-game span, taking 10 threes per game. So 12.8 shots per game, 10 threes per game. Think about that. That's really, really helpful when, talking about over points here. And he's shooting 44% on these 10 threes per game as well over these last 5 games. Has a usage rate of 26.3% over this last 5-game span. Pacers ranked 21st in the NBA in opponent points per game at 112.7. As a result, I like Davonte Graham to go over 15.5 points, -124 on FanDuel. And the last prop we're going to talk about from a game that I expect to be a complete shootout for tonight, and the over-under agrees with me. We got Chris Middleton over 18.5 points against the Portland Trailblazers. Chris Middleton, last 2 games were not good. He didn't clear his 8.5 number in the 18.5 number in the last 2 games. But if you go back to the 15 games before these last 2, he cleared this 18.5 line in 11 out of 15 of them. As a result of these last 2 games where he's, not been as good, you get a great discount here on points. I'm not sure if I've seen Middleton this low at 18.5 points at any point during the season up until tonight. Also, Middleton has a great matchup here. Portland ranks 27th in opponent points per game at 115.2. They rank 20th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game at 13. As I said, high over-under. The over-under in this game, 240. So an insanely high over-under. They're expecting a ton of points. You got to take advantage of this great matchup, this great line, and go for Chris Middleton over 18.5 points in this game against the Portland Trailblazers. Those are the 4 picks I like today. On this ticker on the bottom, those are the 4 props I like. They'll be scrolling above, below the entire time. So if you missed some explanations, if you missed me, talking about these props and you want to check back to it later, they will be scrolling along the bottom. Be sure to ask any and all questions you got right now about props on tonight's slate, and we will get right to it now. Let's see some questions we got for today. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I apologize, I just froze it here. Looks like I'm unfrozen now. Are we good on the stream? Yeah, all right. It looks like we're back to normal. I apologize. It looks like I froze for a second on that screen there. Hotel Wi-Fi here, not the best I've seen. Kind of goes in and out a little bit. All right, let's get right to the questions. From, wait 1 second. All right. We're still going slow with the computer here. 1 second. Keep the questions coming. I will get to everything here. All right, from Collection Agent, we have Goated. Thank you, Collection Agent. Really appreciate it. What a great way to start off the comments here. Now we have from Joker Jokic, always first or second. I love it. I love the dedication. We got Joker Jokic, always first or second in the comment section. I mean, you just love to see it, especially on this Friday here. So, wow, somehow not first say, but you're second. So we still respect it a ton. That's okay. We move on to some props. Lillard over 7.5 assists. I do like that. Milwaukee ranks 19th in the NBA in opponent assists per game. So really, really nice there. I do like that. I considered taking it. I just could see, personally, I just like these other 4 props better. That's honestly why I didn't take it. But yeah, I do like that. Finney Smith against the Knicks over 7.5 points. Gonna have to take a quick look into that. Maladon over 3.5 rebounds again. Draymond under 10.5 assists. And then Van Vliet under 5.5 rebounds. So we're going to start here with Finney Smith. As I said, I like the over Lillard, 7.5 assists. Now, Finney Smith, he does face a tough matchup in the Knicks. But that being said, this is a pretty insignificant amount of points where the matchup shouldn't matter that much over Dorian Finney-Smith's last few games. So he's averaging 8.5 points per game on the season. Over his last few games here, he's gone for 11, 12, 6, 8, 11, 13, 8, 11. So he's cleared this in 6 of his last 7 games around. So yeah, I like Finney Smith over, even though he does have a tough matchup against the Knicks. Now in terms of Theo Maladon, Maladon goes up against the Phoenix Suns tonight. Maladon over 3.5 rebounds. This is a prop that I did have last time. So look, I love running it back. He had, let me just go check for Maladon's juice here before we get completely going here with Maladon. Keep the questions coming in the chat. I see them coming in. Keep them coming. We got all day here. We got all day to talk about props. All right, so Theo Maladon, 3.5 rebounds, down at minus 130. Why is it at minus 130? I have no idea. This is actually interesting. I may consider playing Maladon myself if I decide to throw in a parlay or parlay a few of the other ones. Maladon's last few games, 7, 6, and 8 rebounds. Does go up against a tough Phoenix Suns team. That's maybe the only reason why I would stay away from it tonight. But even so, 3.5 rebounds is insignificant for a guy who's been playing in the mid-30s in minutes. At least, or I should say high 20s, low 30s in minutes, sometimes in the mid 30s, and has cleared it easily the last 3. So I do like Maladon. Draymond Green under 10.5 assists. Draymond Green goes up in this game tonight against the Toronto Raptors. Raptors, they aren't good at defending assists, but this Draymond Green 10.5 number is extremely high. That's about as high as you will see for anybody in terms of assists. Draymond Green last few games, 8.9963, so he hasn't cleared it in a while. Even though it's an easy matchup for assists, I do like the under there. And now Fred VanVleet rebounds. Warriors are like the worst rebounding team in the NBA, so that's the one thing you got to be concerned about. As a result, they boost all those Raptors props a little bit higher than they probably should be. The Warriors, I said they rank last in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game. They're actually now at 29th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 48. So yeah, Warriors are a bad rebounding team, so theoretically it should be a good matchup for VanVleet. But this number does seem a little bit high. VanVleet's averaging 4.3 rebounds per game on the season. Over his last few games, he's gone 4, 5, 5, 4, 0. So he hasn't cleared this, and then he had 8. So he hasn't cleared this in his last 5 games. So I'm good with going under as well. I do like all these props. Which of my props do I feel the most confident in? Have a great weekend too, Jokic. We got... Out of all these props, which do I feel most confident? I'm feeling a big Middleton night. I really am. So I like Middleton and Rubio as my 2 most confident. I also do like Graham. So I can't specify. All I will say is that McDaniels is my least confident out of these 4. But I do like Middleton, and then probably Middleton and Rubio as my top 2, with Graham as a very close in that second tier. They're all very close. I don't think I have like an overwhelmingly favorite one today, whereas some days I do. All righty here. From James, Buddy Hield over 15.5. Robert Covington over 16.5 points plus rebounds. Daniel House over 9.5 points. So yeah, Buddy Hield goes up against the Lakers tonight. Obviously, Lakers, no LeBron, no Davis, no Drummond, so they're not going to be their normal selves. Hield averaging 16.6 points per game on the season, so 15.5 does seem like a little bit of a low line. Last game he didn't hit it. He's actually not. He actually hasn't hit 3 of his last 5, but I do think he has a pretty solid matchup here against the injury-ridden Lakers. So I am okay with Buddy Hield over 15.5. Robert Covington over 16.5 points, rebounds. I'm pretty good with over everything in this game, given the over/under. We do have Covington at 16.5 points plus rebounds. Just getting this profile up here. Covington, the last few games, look, this guy's been tearing it up lately. 16 points, 13, 15, 10, 13. All you need him to do is get a few rebounds at that point. I'm completely good with over 16.5 points rebounds. I do like that a lot. Daniel House over 9.5 points goes up tonight against the Boston Celtics. It's been a weird year for the Rockets. I mean, they've been losing a ton. Daniel House went from being like a great, pretty solid role player on a, let me just get House on a good team to just now being on a really bad team, averaging 9.7 points per game on the season. Last few games has gone for 18, 2, 10, 12. Yeah, so he's been getting double digits a lot. Not the easiest matchup against the Celtics, but should be, that's not a significant point total where I see he'd be held under it. I do like it. I see a lot of people big on Schroeder's points prop today, opened to 18.5, seeing 20.5 at some books now. He had his biggest night of the year against them last time out, but has been up and down lately. Yeah, the point is here, the reason why this is just skyrocketed, I guess, the line today from 18.5 to you're seeing 20.5 in some places is because the Kings just can't play defense at all. I mean, this is a team that they play very fast paced. So there's a lot of scoring there. They rank 29th in the NBA in opponent points per game at 118.5. They're going to, not be good on defense. So as Schroeder being the first option or the second option tonight, or maybe, you get, say, Harrell, Kuzma, Schroeder, one of the top 3 there, I think he should hit this over. So 20.5 is a little bit tight, is a little bit big, but if you could possibly get it at 18 or 19, I would probably do it. Kemba Walker over 4.5 assists goes up against a Houston Rockets team that ranks at Houston Rockets they were good in this. They rank 13th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 24.4. Now, if we're looking at Kemba Walker's last few games, he has been a little bit better lately, averaging 4.7 assists per game on the season. The last few games, he's gone for 6 assists, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's cleared this in 3 of his last 5. I think he's a decent matchup tonight. I would be okay with going over this tonight. Now moving on to your next one, Jonathan, we got Towns over 11 rebounds. Towns goes up against the Memphis Grizzlies. Not exactly the easiest matchup in terms of rebounding, but not the toughest either. 14th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 44.2. For for the Memphis Grizzlies in terms of opponent rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns, he's been rebounding great lately, so I'm okay with going over 11 rebounds. Schroeder over 18.5, as I just said, I'm okay with that if you could get it at that. CJ McCollum over 23 points. I'm okay with pretty much all the scores going over in this game due to that high over-under. And good matchup, especially, this Milwaukee Bucks team. For a guy like McCollum who's going to shoot 10 to 15 threes a game, the Milwaukee Bucks ranked 27th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game at 14.4. Could be a great matchup for McCollum. Hayward over 6 rebounds or Rozier over 4 rebounds. So yeah, we got Hornets against the Pacers tonight. Both have Hornets have a good rebounding matchup. The Pacers rank at, let's get this up here. So there could be no Sabonis in this game, which will help a lot. You could get Pacers rank at 21st in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 45.3. Which do I like better, Rozier or Hayward? I would go with Hayward, the hot hand lately. Lock for the granddaddy of them all, the Masters. We'll get to that. A lot of content coming next week with the Masters. Brown over 22.5 points and Tatum over 23.5 combo play. Yeah, I'm a little bit suspicious with those low lines. And honestly, that's why I didn't take them. I thought that these were very suspicious lines. I think that they probably expect a blowout in this game. And I think that's why the lines are a little bit lower. So I'm staying away. But I would be, if it's anywhere near a close game, both of those should hit. What is up, Dylan? Hayward over 5.5 rebounds. What's up, Axel? I like Hayward over 5.5 rebounds tonight. Kyle Anderson from Jorge. Kyle Anderson under 22.5 points, rebounds, assists. They go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So it's a really easy matchup lately. But, I mean, Kyle Anderson, this guy's been as inconsistent as they come. Or I should say just not even very productive at all. Let me just take a quick look at Anderson here. But I do remember looking at this earlier today. I just want to make sure I'm clear on it. Last few games, Anderson 18 and 11. Okay, hopefully that doesn't happen. That's kind of an outlier. But then 7-2-2, 16-4-2. So he hit there. But then 5-6-5, 6-1-5. He's an inconsistent guy. I think he has a really easy matchup here against the Timberwolves. So I would probably stay away from it just because the easy matchup. I think you don't really know what to predict. Thoughts on the Maladon rebound prop? Yeah, I'm good going over that, as I said. How about Capella over 15.5 rebounds plus 100? Look, they're catching on to our rebounds props. What could I say? They're boosting up Valanciunas tonight in the easy matchup all the way to 14.5. They're boosting up Capella all the way. Look, Capella has a pretty tough matchup tonight in terms of rebounding against the Pelicans. So I'd probably stay away from Capella tonight, although we've been on Capella a ton lately. Robert Covington over 9.5 points. Good with that against the Bucks, who let up a ton of threes. You know what? Honestly, let me go back to this real quick. I may throw in a fat same game parlay on this Bucks Blazers game. You could just bet a bunch of guys to go over like a decent amount and hope it hits in this game. This is going to be a very if you bet. I was playing around on FanDuel today. If you bet like Giannis and Lillard to both hit 40 points, it could be like $5 for like 500. I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's probably not going to happen. They're probably not going to go both for 40, but this is the type of game it's going to be. I think there's going to be a ton of scoring as, this high over under here. Two teams that score a ton. There's not going to be a lot of defense. I think if you could probably make a nice same game parlay here. It's something I could look into because you guys are all asking me Blazers props, Bucks props. And I'm saying, you know what? I do like a lot of these. Obviously I already spoke about the Middleton props. So I think you could make a nice same game parlay with these. Kevin Huerter under 13.5 points today against the Pelicans. Been struggling of late. Yeah, the thing with the Pelicans is the Pelicans are the team that you could possibly get out of that slump against. They let up a lot of threes. They rank last in the NBA in opponent threes made per game. They rank towards the bottom in terms of opponent points per game as well. So, Kevin Huerter, look, he has been struggling as of late. Let me just get his direct game logs up here first. But I think that the Pelicans could be possibly a streak buster for him. They can't really defend his type of game, averaging 11.4 on the season. But as of late, he has gone for, let's get down here, 0, 12, 8, 5, 10, 2, 8. Yeah, I mean, look, the line definitely is building in that number. but he hasn't cleared this in a while, so I would be okay with going for it. Van Vliet over 22.5. I'm okay with that. It's a good matchup for him against the Warriors, who let up a lot of points, let up a lot of threes. Wiggins over 8.5 rebounds, assists. Brook Lopez 5.5 rebounds, assists. Yeah, Wiggins 8.5 rebounds, assists could definitely do well here. Raptors ranking the bottom 10 in the NBA, an opponent for both rebounds and assists. Now and then you have Steph Curry out, so that'll help Wiggins a little bit. Now for this other game, Brook Lopez 5.5 rebounds plus assists. Again, he plays another team in Portland who's the bottom 10 in both in opponent rebounds and opponent assists. Averaging 5.5 rebounds per game, 5.1 rebounds per game on the season, and less than an assist a game. That being said, the last few games he's gone for 8 combined, 2 combined, 11 combined, 6 combined. So he's cleared in 3 of his last 4. Has an easy matchup tonight. I'm all right with it. Fox over 2.5 turnovers or under. Thanks yesterday with Gary Trent over 10 points. No, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mac, for watching. Fox turnovers. Honestly, I have not bet at single turnover prop all year, nor really analyzed it. They do play against a good defense in the Lakers, even though the Lakers don't have LeBron and AD. I would think he probably goes. It's tough to say. Let me look. The Lakers are a good defense, so I would think that it's possible that he could turn it over more than 2.5 times. I'm curious to see what his turnovers are in the past games. He's averaging 3.1 turnovers per game on the season. In the last few games, he's gone 4 turnovers, 0, 3, 2, 3, 3. So he goes over 2.5, a decent amount against a solid defense. I would go over. Van Vliet over 42.5 fantasy. I'm okay with it. Again, a good matchup tonight for him against the Warriors. Siakam under 46 fantasy points. I've gone, as I said before, I've gotten Siakam wrong every single time I've tried, but I would go under here. Thoughts on Wiggins over 21.5 points? No Steph, and he's usually stepped up when Steph is out. Yeah, I do agree with that. I'm good with over. The lines for the Boston game are low, maybe a blowout, and they're still trying to integrate Fournier. Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's how I see it. Fournier, I don't think is a major effect. I really think they're just projecting a blowout at this point. John Morant, 25.5 points plus rebounds, goes up against the Timberwolves. Great matchup. It's just so hard to read Ja's points lately. You would think with this no defense in Minnesota, I'd probably like the over here. Holmes over 24.5 points, rebounds against the Lakers. I like that. OG and Nubi over 26.5 points, rebounds, assists against the Warriors. I do like that as well. Porzingis over 39 fantasy. I don't think Porzingis is going to have a big night tonight. The Knicks are going to come out motivated against Porzingis. The Knicks are also great defense in the paint, great defense in general. I think he gets locked up tonight. I would stay away from this. Rudy Gobert over 12.5 rebounds against the Bulls. Wiggins over 21.5 points or 29.5 points, rebounds, assists. Gobert over 12.5 rebounds. Let me just take a quick look at Gobert. But the Bulls are a better rebounding team than you think. The Bulls rank at 6th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game. Gobert averaging 13.3 on the season. Last few games, Gobert has gone for 12, 17, 14, 9. I would stay away from it just because of the tough matchup. So I'd stay away from Gobert over. But, I did say I like the Wiggins over 21.5 points, but I'm going to see if I prefer that compared to over 29.5 points, rebounds, assists here. Wiggins, I think you could go either way, but I would just rather probably stick with points. I think you could go either way, though. So I would say, out of those 3, Wiggins 21.5 is the way I would go. Brogdon over 19.5 points. I think Sabonis may be out tonight. He's questionable. Last time I checked, he was questionable. They play against the Hornets, which is a good matchup for Brogdon, who shoots a lot of threes. Hornets rank towards the bottom of the league. I believe second to last in the NBA in terms of opponent threes made per game. So I do like Brogdon over 19.5. OJ over, you mean OG? If you mean OG over 8.5 rebounds, assists, I do like that. Pal over 2.5 threes. Bucks aren't good with shooters, I believe, right? Yeah, they're poor. They're poor with shooters. The problem is I believe Norman Powell's only hit 1 3 in his last 2. I think that you could get a shooter's explosion. If I was going to go in terms of threes, I'd probably go towards someone else, but I don't think it's a bad bet. Bucks are not good with shooters at all. Van Vliet or Siakam, I like Van Vliet tonight. Gallinari points. Gallinari against the Pelicans. So good matchup for Gallinari in terms of, Pelicans are not good with shooters. Pelicans let up a lot of points. Gallinari, last few games has gone 16, 13, 14, 12, and 12. Gallinari's line is at, I don't even see Gallinari's line. It's not listed on DraftKings, but I do, assuming it's probably around 12.5 or so. I like it. Yeah, OG Anunoby, I like over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. Thoughts on Holiday over 18.5. Middleton is over 19.5 for mine. There's also a Middleton 1.5 threes prop at minus 185. Has he been hitting threes lately? Want to know your thoughts on it. Yeah, Middleton's been weird with threes this year. I've tried to do it, tried to bet a bunch of him over threes earlier in the season. He just doesn't shoot a lot of threes. Like, he's not one of these guys that's going to go out there and shoot 10 threes a game, even though I feel like he probably should be. So yeah, I would stay away from the threes prop. Honestly, I don't mind 19.5 for Middleton. I think he still could hit that. But Holiday has been playing great lately. I believe he's cleared that 18.5 prop in his last few games. And again, Blazers aren't good. So I do like Holiday over as well. Would stay away from Middleton threes though. And I'm still good with 19.5 for Middleton. Elfrid Payton under 18.5 points, rebounds, assists. Sure. I hate Elfrid Payton. One of my least favorite players in the league right now. As a Knicks fan, I can't stand to watch this guy. I can't stand it anymore. So yeah, I'm okay with it. Even from a non-biased standpoint, Dallas ranks pretty tough in terms of opponent assists per game. I think this could be possibly a game where he doesn't get that much minutes. Brogdon over or LeVert over? I'd rather go Brogdon. Any other questions we got for today? Remember, once again, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Be sure to, spread the word about it. Talk to your friends. If your friends like player props, send them over here. Also, check out Monkey Knife Fight, promo code DUDE50 for an 100% deposit match up to $50. Link in the description below. Valanciunas points, rebounds. Oh, they jacked it up so much. I believe it's like 32.5. Could he do it? Yes. Is the line too high for me to dabble with? Yes. Anything else we got for today? What has been your favorite player prop this year? Yeah, I mean, look, it's all about trends. Usually it takes a few games for the lines to adjust. Favorite run I've had with a player prop this year? Probably Draymond assists and Butler rebounds and Butler assists. Those were the days. Those were some good days. But now that as those guys, as Draymond is now at, now as you saw it today, got asked in the chat, Draymond's line is now at 10.5 for assists. So like early in the year, that was like 6.5. So, we had some good days with those. Thank you from Master Yoda. Yeah, Master Yoda, thanks for tuning in every day. Obviously, I see you asking questions every day. Great to see. Which of my 3 do I think is most likely to hit? So yeah, I have four tonight. But yeah, which do I think is most likely to hit? I would probably go with either Rubio or Middleton. I also like Graham. Those 3 are kind of like tied for me. I don't have an overwhelming favorite today, but I would go those 3 over McDaniels. So like if I was doing tiers, I normally say I have tiers of confidence. Those 3 would be in tier 1, and then McDaniels would be in tier 2. Holmes over 10 rebounds. Lakers are a good rebounding team, but without Drummond, without Davis, without LeBron, I'm okay with it. I decided to stay away from it strictly because the Lakers are good rebounding, even without those guys, it seems. But I still think that Holmes could go over 10. He's been tearing it up lately. Markief Morris over 11.5 points. Markief Morris, no, with a lot of these guys against the Kings. Let me just look at his past games, but it sounds like a good matchup for him. Markief Morris getting some minutes lately with all these guys out. Last few games, 15, 12, 13, 5, 16, 4 of his last 5 he's hit. I like it. Booker over 4.5 rebounds. Goes up against OKC. Should be a little bit worried of a blowout there. You've seen the lineups that OKC's thrown out lately. It's not great. It's not great at all. That being said, Booker, 4.1 rebounds per game. Hasn't hit the last 2. but hit like the last 5 before that. Look, Booker, it's tough to read because I think it could be a blowout. I'm okay with it. I'm neutral, though. Yeah, thanks, Axel, for hopping in here tonight. Gallo is out, so Capella over 42 fantasy points. Look, he has a tough rebounding matchup and tough in terms of points in the paint. I would stay away from that Capella fantasy points line. Gobert, 13.5 rebounds plus assists. I said no to Gobert rebounds before, just because it's not a great matchup against the Bulls. Over rebounds, assists, I'd probably stay away from it tonight. Kuzma rebounds, assists, I'm good with because of the Kings and because no more Drummond tonight. Ricky is my lock. I would say, again, I kind of have a tie tonight between Ricky Rubio, Davonte Graham, and Chris Middleton. Usually I have like a sole lock that I like over a lot of others, but these 3 are tied for confidence for me tonight. If I had to go with one, I have a gut feeling about Middleton tonight. I really do, but I do like Rubio probably as a close. Rubio tied first, I'll go with. Capella points, rebounds. Yeah, again, Capella has a tough matchup. Let me just go. I have a lot of people asking me about Capella. Let me go through this. The Pelicans rank first in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 40.2. That's not easy. The Pelicans also rank at, let's get this loaded here. They rank at 10th in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game. So I'm a little bit worried about Capella tonight. Noel over 13.5 points, rebounds. I would stay away from it just because you saw last time Tibbs was playing Taj Gibson a little bit, equal minutes to Noel. So that's not ideal. If Tibbs is just going to go with the hot hand, that worries me. Any other questions we got today before we head out? Pelicans got a lot missing, so those stats shouldn't be considered for Capella. Well, yeah, Zion, I believe he was ruled out. Let me just take a look at the exact injuries here. That is a good point. Ingram ruled out. Zion ruled out. Lonzo ruled out. Josh Hart ruled out. But you're going to get Steven Adams playing. Look, yeah, I guess they shouldn't be. I guess they should be thrown out the door a little bit. I'm still not huge on it. I think those numbers are way too inflated for him tonight. I just really do think that they're just too inflated. 15.5, I think it's too much. And then you go to points, rebounds. That's taking into account that 15.5. So I'd probably still stay away from Capella. Steph Curry over 44 fantasy points. He was ruled out today. Kuzma over 11.5 rebounds, assists. I'm good with that against the Kings. Fox over 6.5 assists. Lakers aren't great in assists. I believe they rank 19th in opponent assists per game. De'Aaron Fox averaging 7.2 assists per game on the season. I'm just getting up his profile here. And we got last few games has gone 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 6, 6, 5. He hasn't been getting as much as he has lately. Now, I know the Lakers are a pretty solid matchup for him. I would personally just stay away because of a lot of recent games, just not passing at the rate that he once was in terms of assists. Anything else we got today? Any other questions? Kevin Porter Jr. over 5.5 assists goes up tonight against the Boston Celtics, which is not a great matchup in terms of assists, but also not like the worst thing ever. Let me just double check on Boston here. Boston ranks at 6th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 23.5. So yeah, not a great matchup at all. Last few games, Kevin Porter has gone 4, 6, 5, 2, 5, 5.5. I think it's a little bit steep. I would probably stay away. Who do I have in these final 4 games? Good question. Gonzaga. And I think Baylor wins in a nail biter. I think Houston's going to keep this game close. I think Houston covers the 5-point spread if I had to guess. Well, it's tough to say because with these NCAA tournament games, obviously fouls at the end of the game are very tough to account for because if you get a tight game, or I should even say if you have like a 4-point game with like a minute left, the other team's probably going to foul. And then you get a million free throws to end the game because, teams are extending their season because what do they have to lose? They're not going to give up in a Final Four game. So they're going to keep fouling. That's what's rough. But I think Houston keeps this game close, but I think Baylor wins in a nail biter. So I would go Gonzaga in a blowout, Baylor in a nail biter, and I think Gonzaga rolls past Baylor as well. We could talk about the national championship on Monday. We'll see if I do any specific content for the national championship on Monday. It's something I'll highly consider. Tatum points. Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm just worried about a blowout. Good BK Capper says, okay, thanks. I appreciate your insight. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in today. Any other questions we got before we head off tonight? Remember, once again, if I've helped you out tonight, if I've answered your question, be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. Be sure to spread the word to your friends. Tell them about the videos. Have them come in and join the community. Monkey Knife Fight promo code DUDE50. 100% deposit match up to $50. Link in the description below. We had someone ask, I'm not sure if I don't think I got to this. Randall points. Randall's going off tonight against Dallas. It's happening. I like it. How's this for a same-game parlay? Gotta love a great same-game parlay. And look, exactly what I said. I said, look at that game. We got Powell 10 points. Yeah, sure. McCollum over 15 and 2 assists. I like it. Giannis 28 and 4. Middleton 15 and 4. Drew Holiday 15. I'm good with that. I think it's all right. Luka points, rebounds, assists. What do you think? No matter what this line is, I don't have what it is at the top of my head. I could take a quick look right now, but Luka does not have an easy matchup against the Knicks tonight. The Knicks do lock up. They lock up a lot. One of the best defenses in the NBA right now. It's one of the reasons why they are 500. Tibbs really has done a phenomenal job this year in terms of just defense. Points, rebounds, assists for Luka is at, let's see where it's at here. Points, rebounds, assists for Luka Doncic. We got him at, come on, load. This thing is just unfindable. I don't know what it is, but my suggestion would, here we go. 43.5. Yeah, I would stay away from it. Hawks top scorer. Is Trae Young playing tonight? Or is that a trick question? Oh, Trae Young is out tonight. Okay. Trae Young's out tonight. Collins is out. Hunter's out. Gallinari's out. Kevin Huerter. So, yeah, Kevin Huerter. Someone asked me about Kevin Huerter's under 13.5. If all these guys are out, Kevin Huerter's probably going to go over. Bogdan Bogdanovic. Lou Williams. Lou Williams could be a top scorer. I don't know who's going to be the top scorer. That's a lot of guys out. Capella, I don't see it being him, really. If I had to guess the top scorer, I would go with Lou Williams or Bogdanovic. One request: stream these at least 5 days a week. Look, man, I gotta see what's going on. Look, I appreciate you watching. I'm so happy that you're loving these videos. Right now they're 3 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Got Tuesday and Thursdays open right now. I'm trying to think of something new, some new content to get up on the channel for those days. Switch it up a little bit those days. So probably gonna stick to 3 days a week. But look, I appreciate the love. Any other questions we got for today? Going to quickly just plug in my laptop just to make sure we get, we don't die here while we're answering some last minute questions. So while I grab this charger, feel free to run in any last second questions you got for today. All righty. Going to get this plugged in here. Any last minute questions we got on the day? Any last minute questions? I may tweet out a spicy same game parlay. I will see how I'm feeling. Yeah, man. Al Pacino Pro. Till next time. You're welcome. Hayward over 1.5 threes. Plays against the Pacers. Good matchup for him. I'm okay with it. Not huge on it, but I'm okay with it. All righty here. We are going to wrap things up. Thank you, everyone, for joining on this great Friday NBA Player Prop Show, Friday, April 2nd. You got any questions? Feel free to tweet at me, DM me, comment on this video. I will be sure to get back to you. Remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Check me out on Twitter at sports_Burd, Instagram at sports_Burd. Check out Monkey Knife Fight, promo code DUDE50. Get a 100% deposit match up to $50. We will be back on Monday. Goodbye, everyone, and good luck with your prop betting tonight.